Hey, everybody out there, welcome back to 91.8 The Fan. I am still your favorite holiday-themed host, the DJ Christmas, going for 2 days in a row here. All right. I have with me a special guest who is laughing at my bad jokes. It is the wonderful Megami. Hi, Megami.
Hi.
What is up?
Not much. What's up with you?
Not much. Like I said when we did talk yesterday, it's been a while since we talked to you with the fans, but not so
Yeah,
while since we talked to you because we saw you at Youmacon.
that's
Youmacon was
right.
fun. I liked
Oh
it.
man, Youmacon 2013, I think was the best Youmacon I've ever been to. And I've been to it like 5 times, but for some reason this one was just the best one. I don't know why.
It's
Just
the first convention that I've ever flown out to.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Usually I just stay kind of local. There's a convention that happens in October that's like 5 minutes from my house, so I can just drive there. And other than that, I've been to Boston a couple times, but Youmacon was the first one that I've flown out to. And while I don't mind flying, I don't like the pressure changes that happen in my head.
Oh, okay.
Much
If we're talking about flying, I freaking hate flying.
Really?
I,
You're not
I'm
not a flyer?
I'm terrified, and it's so funny because I've flown to a lot of conventions, whether I'm invited or not, and I've grown up the strength to just go like just do it, but I get a little motion sickness. That probably helps too with the fear.
Hmm.
Just if I get on a turbulent flight and I'm just like, oh my god.
I've been on really bad turbulent flights. Sometimes it's stormy trying to come back into the Boston airport. And we had to, one time we were flying back from Disney World. Yay, Disney World. Uh, but there were like thunderstorms in the area, so we were trying to land and we had to circle a couple times and it was really bumpy and I didn't really mind it that much. But the issue with these Youmacon flights was I had connecting flights on the way there and the way back. On the way in, I went from here in New Hampshire down to Baltimore, Maryland to go to Detroit. And then flying home, I went from Detroit west to Chicago for some reason. And then I went back east here to New Hampshire.
Wow.
And on my first flight into Baltimore, I was kind of sleepy, so I took a nap. And probably when we hit 35,000 feet on the way down, I woke up with a terrible pressure like behind my left eye. It was
Ooh.
excruciating.
Okay.
Uh,
I don't think I've ever dealt with that. It's just I've just always just hated turbulence or whatever.
I don't know if I don't know if it was because I fell asleep, so that affected like the air in my sinuses bad or something, but it was just almost unbearable. So I like bought some gum for the flight home, and that kind of helped a little bit, I think. But other than that, I don't mind flying out to conventions. In fact, if any conventions would like to fly me out, I'm more than happy to come.
Me as well. Nah, honestly, if I could, I would take the train everywhere because the train is my favorite form of
I
transportation.
love trains. Trains are the best.
I just don't like the concept of this huge metal giant contraption flying in the air with thousands of people I don't know and these people driving the giant thing that I don't know and just hoping for the best that it lands me safely.
Yeah,
But whatever.
that's clarity for some people. Like even people that fly all the time, you're just in the middle of a flight and you think to yourself, "What the hell am I doing? I'm flying in a metal tube in the air. This should not be physically possible. I gotta get out of here. I need
Exactly.
to get out of here now."
But I guess I'm not so bad because I have flown to many conventions and I'm still alive, so I guess it's not that bad.
Yeah, like overall, the odds of actually dying in a plane crash are super low.
I know, but I guess it's good that I don't have that fear that like I can't even step onto a plane. Like
Yeah,
it's not that horrible, but still, like I rather take any other transportation than the
yeah.
plane.
My mom's terrible with flying. She is just a nervous wreck, but she has recently gotten a bit better with the help of her good buddy Jack Daniels. So whatever works, I guess.
Okay.
But for the fans out there who haven't heard of you before, which they're all ridiculously crazy, and
What? Haven't heard of moi?
I know, but let's say we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Some of them are out there. Maybe it's their first time venturing upon this section of the internet and they just tuned in by accident. Would you like to explain to them what you do?
Of course. Well, I guess I would say I'm sort of I guess an internet celebrity, not like huge, but like enough in the parody circuit. Um, I basically started to get known when I started my own abridged series when I watched Little Karibo's Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, and I created my own, which was Sailor Moon Abridged or SMA that I did with my friends. It started getting a bit popular, and then I met a few talented people, and eventually I got onto be part of the cast with Team Four Star, where I play Bulma, Chaozu, and Poir for like 2 episodes, and I think a Christmas special.
Really, the important characters of Dragon Ball Z.
Of
They're
course. Well,
the,
hell,
the meat and potatoes, honestly.
I have to say though, Bulma is incredibly important because if you are a Dragon Ball Z fan and you've watched Dragon Ball, none of this would have happened if not for Bulma.
It's
Because
true.
so Bulma's a very important character. Not to mention she births the greatest character, the coolest character in my opinion in Dragon Ball Z, Trunks. So I mean, that's 2 good points right there.
He has really good theme music. That was always one of my favorite things about like the original run of Dragon Ball Z with like the super Americanized soundtrack done by Bruce Faulconer. It's like Trunks shows up and he's got like this awesome like twangy electric guitar solo. It's like, oh, this guy's cool. And he's got a sword and
See,
oh,
that's what grabbed me. It was like the first guy that like ever really used a sword in battle. I'm like, oh, okay, he's more like elegant, almost like Ronin in a way with this sword.
and
Then
then
it's
and then it's
yeah,
gone.
that didn't last too long. It's sort of like the Z Zord. Uh,
Oh, the
that
Z sword.
that's for those Z fans that get that. But what else? I also do. I play Integra on Ultimate, Taka's show, Ultimate Hellsing Abridged.
Yay.
As for like a few others, I guess if people recognize me around, if anybody watches another abridger called Falero, who is also very funny, I play Lyra on his No Metal Alchemist abridge, and he's doing a Danganronpa abridged, which is an awesome game. It also has been made to an anime, which is really cool. And I play Kirigiri on that.
The game comes out next month. I can't
Oh
wait.
my God, so
Ah.
exciting. There's a popular Black Butler abridge that I do with, if anybody knows Abridger's X the Dark One, created by Master Hirano, where I play CL Phantom Hive. Um, there's a machinima that I absolutely love because the guy's a genius at creating all this stuff called Smash King, where I play his own version of Princess Peach and Pikachu. And yeah, I'm just a jack of all trades. I do voices, parodies, whatnot. I'm all over the internet. I do songs, whatever.
Yay! There's plenty of Megami to go around.
Of course.
It's a lot of fun. There's definitely a difference between it's like, oh, it's Puar and Chaozu and then Integra. It's like, yes, Integra.
Integra is like one of my hardest. I couldn't believe that Taka even gave me that shot because with my range, I don't really do too well with the low range voices. But I mean, a lot of people are impressed. Some people can't even recognize me when I do that voice. So I mean, I'll take it as a compliment.
It's definitely a very good Integra. I like it a lot,
Thank you.
and it draws away from like the over the top that Taka does with Alucard. It provides sort
It's a
of
good contrast.
a good contrast, sort of a muted seriousness that the show needs at times.
It's definitely fun when I get directed for those shows because I think I when I get directed for Helsing, Taka directs me, and I think we have great chemistry when he does Alucard for me, and then I read the lines as Integra, especially when I'm yelling at him. That's always fun.
Yeah.
And now lately with Bulma and Trunks kind of acting with each other, we're sort of getting that chemistry too with me and Kaiser on Team Four Star.
Which is always good.
Yeah. It makes it more fun doing the lines, you know, just I like it better when I'm interacting with the characters and stuff like that.
Yeah, it definitely helps get you like into a mood when you have interaction and it's not just okay, read this line dead. It's like,
Yeah. It's sort of like what they do in like traditional animation or like when they record for animation. They don't do it like anime dubbing where it's like one person at a time in their own personal time. They'll have people sitting around each other interacting with each other. It creates a different emotion, a different feeling than just doing it by yourself.
which is always interesting to see because sometimes you forget about that kind of thing. I think my favorite way that they show how it's done is in a couple episodes of Chowder where they'll just cut to the recording room. It's like, this is the people doing the voices, and it's like, oh, yeah, that is how it happens, huh?
It's a fun process to watch. I kind of wish that we like recorded that or something like that, or like maybe if the boys did that in the future, I think it'd be cool to show. A group that does that actually, as an example. I guess it's good that I'm plugging other abridgers.
Woo.
Um, a friend of mine, X the Dark One, and his friend Shady, who do Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Abridge, they have their own little specials where they show themselves recording and doing the lines, and I think that's just always fun to watch. So
Yeah, and it sort of gives you that other spin where, if that's the kind of thing that you're into, you want to see more of sort of the behind the scenes stuff, and you're
yeah.
not you're not just that rabid fan. It's like, when's the new episode? When is the new episode? Is it coming today? No, it's not today. Maybe
Also,
maybe tomorrow.
I think it's really good for people that want to get into voice acting to see how you look when you're acting or watch other actors act. You know, you go on YouTube, I'm sure there's plenty of shows where they show their recording processes. Like SpongeBob, I've seen a few Tom Kenny ones where he's recording with the guy who does Squidward and stuff, and they're just fascinating to watch. So,
Even just some of the stuff you do. I know some of it's a little dated now, but back when Team Four Star was sort of new. I know Lanny recorded like some stuff. It's like, this is how you scream. Get over here, turn your gain all the way down, and scream.
and those are great tips, honestly, you know.
Yes,
We kind of
especially.
also did. I also kind of did that too with way back in the day when I did a lot of Sailor Moon Abridged. We did a Halloween special, and we actually showed our fans us recording it all together in a room, and it was kind of funny. Like I never saw myself act before, so it's always just an interesting experience to see how your face reacts, how your eyes change, how they like if they get more open when you go more high, or like when you're trying to be raspy, you get all like scrunchy. It's really interesting.
Yeah, it is definitely different. Like back when I took like theater classes in high school, they would always say, make the most exaggerated movements with your mouth as possible because it'll look ridiculous, but it'll sound the best.
Definitely.
And now for fans who like want to keep up to date with the stuff that you do, where can they find you on the internet besides all of the wonderful series that you've plugged here?
Well, I have like a billion websites, but I mean, for now, my sadly my old account is gone and
Ah,
banned by wonderful YouTube. But I have a backup account which is Megami33. But that's mostly for like vlogs, covers, because with the parodies, I want them to have their own separate channel. So
yeah,
like for people that have never seen Sailor Moon Abridged or would like to revisit it and miss the old episodes, I still get people. I mean, we've been on hiatus for like 2 years, but that's because of life and work and crap. But
it happens. Yeah,
it happens, but I still get people coming up to me at YomaCon and stuff, and they're like, "Man, we loved you in SMA," and that like I get I still get a fan actually met some of the Sailor Moon voice actors and got me a poster autographed by some of them and wrote me the most beautiful letter. It's stuff like that that just it makes me glad that I was just making this goofy show with my friends.
well, it's
So
it's really great because for somebody like me, back when I was like just in high school, and I stumbled across Naruto Bridge. Naruto was the first one that I found. Um,
I
and
believe that was the second one I got into.
yeah, it was the first one I found because I think at the time it was like 2006, 2007. I was like starting to get into Naruto. So as like a a starting out anime fan, I was looking for episodes of Naruto to watch on YouTube to catch up with everybody. It's like, I'll just watch it on YouTube. Yeah, it'll be no big deal. And I found Naruto Abridged instead. I'm like, oh well, this is pretty good too. This is funny. And I think at that point they had done the 13 episodes, and episode 13 is when Lanny makes his cameo into their series. And it's like, oh okay, there are more of these.
Yeah.
So I went looking around. It's like, oh, here's a Yu-Gi-Oh! I like Yu-Gi-Oh! Let me watch the Yu-Gi-Oh! One. And there's the Sailor Moon one. And there's the Yu Yu Hakusho one. And there's Berserk. I've never heard of this show before, but this abridged series is pretty funny. And just between like the five of you, you and Martin and Moscow and Lanny and HBI, it's like those in my mind, the five of you are like generation one of the abridged series.
That's what
And
I've been told a long time ago when apparently there were some fans that were making generations of abridgers. But I mean, I guess if I count as one or two, that's fine. That's always cool, you know?
it's just, I guess it all depends on what you found early enough in. I don't want to necessarily call it like the life cycle of abridging, but
Right. Life the
that makes it
life
sound like it's gonna
the
die.
life cycle in the year 2006.
But it's just weird to look back and think that these were the five that after Martin did his, they were the ones that stood out and were actually somewhat decent. And for the longest time, I thought about maybe making my own abridged series, but I realized that um, I am bad at doing that thing, and I should
Aw.
not do that thing. I
But
should
I'll
I should do other things that I am better at.
I want to bring up that topic about parody making, but let me plug away first
Of course.
before I forget. But yeah, if you would like to hear me sing, do any voice acting, whatnot, there's the Megami33 channel on YouTube. Or late August, I actually created my first website that's mostly for voice acting. So you can hear my character demo. You can send me emails about voice acting tips. If you want me to be part of something, check that out. That's CorinneSudberg.com, just my name. I have a Facebook page for fans that also want to see my voice stuff or parody stuff. I'm going to be posting on that, not my regular Facebook. And that's just Facebook/Corinne Sudberg VA. For those that want to see the Sailor Moon Abridged series, there's the SMA series on YouTube. Just type SMA series on YouTube. And I'm also starting a new show. Hopefully, we can get more episodes in February because my partner right now is on a pantomiming tour. Don't know exactly what that is, but it's sort of like being a clown and doing like acting and stuff like that.
It's hard to record voice acting lines when you've decided to become a mime. I understand.
Yeah, sort of. But if you know her, her name is Elamonte, and she's also a very talented singer and
Oh
actress
yeah,
like
we know
myself.
Monty. Monty used to be a DJ here with us for
Oh,
a short
okay. Yeah.
time.
Me and her are doing sort of a girls group parody duo together. And we're doing Tokyo Mew Mew, or as we're calling it, Mew Mew Lampoon.
That's right. I have seen things about that on Tumblr.
Yeah, we've only released one episode, but because of the whole pantomiming thing, we're gonna regroup, hopefully do some more updates and whatnot on in around February. Maybe parodies, not just Mew Mew. But so that's why we kind of did the whole lampoon thing because we didn't just want to be stuck.
It seems that we have lost Megami. We're going to cut to a short musical break, but there she goes. We're going to cut to a short musical break, but don't go anywhere because when we come back, we will have Megami again. So keep it tuned to 91.8 The Fan, everything you want and nothing you don't. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to 91.8 The Fan. I'm here, and I have pulled Megami back from the depths of the internet.
I exploded.
Why'd you do that?
I kind of do that.
Well, that's true. That is the thing that Chaozu does best, as far as I can tell.
That's my only attack.
Really should get more attacks.
Sadly.
But before we lost you to the void, you were talking about Mew Mew Lampoon, and you and Monty possibly picking back up. Maybe not more Mew Mew, possibly some other stuff. You know,
Yeah,
you weren't sure.
we thought maybe it would be sort of like a mixed parody kind of thing, but we're thinking about it because she has some ideas, I have some other ideas, and we don't want to just be stuck with one. You know, sometimes you work on a show and it's fun, but then sometimes you get a little tired, you want to work on something else. So,
Yeah, you don't
but
want to
yeah,
tie
if
yourself
if
down
you
to
want
one
to check out
project.
all those channels and find me and get updates, they'll probably all be on the bottom, and you can check out all that stuff.
Yes, every link will be included when this interview goes up on the website tomorrow. So it should be tomorrow. I've been good about doing that. Hooray! Yay for consistency.
But let's see what else to talk about. But yeah, I'm trying to get into more voice acting and stuff. So I created a new voice acting website. I got new business cards, a Facebook page. I made a character demo, which impressed a lot of people. I got some great feedback too to make a maybe to update it later on this year, but otherwise I think it shows off my range pretty well. So
Yeah.
if you need an actress, let me know. I took a lot of voiceover classes recently with Crispin Freeman, who started online voice acting classes. If anybody's interested in that, they're actually not that badly priced. And when I say not badly, it's like 180, which that may sound like a lot, but it's actually not. I've been to more expensive ones.
Yeah,
Um,
there are a lot of like well-known LA voice actors that will offer classes. I know Crispin does. Spike Spencer has some, I think. I
and
know.
they're great. I mean, I loved Crispin's class. It worked out really good.
Yeah, from what I hear, like they all, there nobody has a bad thing to say about them. But like if there's certain things that you think people would be better at helping you with, I know Kana took one of Kyle's classes about a month ago. He does his. Sorry, distracted by my cat. My cat is downstairs spinning around. She has a thing.
I took Veronica Taylor actually did a workshop near around New York Comic Con, not part of the convention, but like around that time, and I actually took that with my friends, a couple of my friends, including Jesse Nowacking
Oh,
was
that's
there.
cool.
Yeah, Nowacking was there. One Kids was there. My friend Matt Cisco was there, who's he actually won a voice acting contest at Anime Next with Bill Rogers.
Aha.
So that was kind of cool too. And we were there, and that was really good. She might do more in the future. And I might be taking singing lessons actually, because I've heard singing actually helps a lot with voice acting. So
Yeah,
hope
it definitely gives you sort of the breathing control that you need for
yeah, exactly.
longer sessions, I would think.
So hopefully I can do more song covers. I'm actually working one right now from Frozen. I'm being a bit of a perfectionist for it, but hopefully you'll see that out soon.
Neat. Everyone loves those Frozen stuff. It's a really good movie.
What else am I? Right now I'm a transcriber for a couple of television shows.
Huh.
That's helping paying the loans.
I might have
um,
like I always hear everybody has these neat little tips and tricks they have for getting some extra spending cash here and there that I can never seem to find. It's like, oh yeah, just do this thing and write articles for money and just type stuff. You can type, right? Just find it, and I can never find them. It's like
I mean,
but it sounds so easy to do.
I mean, it's understandable that I really do want to see if I can make this a career with voice acting, but I do realize that a lot of it, especially in anime, you don't make a lot of money from it.
Yeah.
So it's always best. I'm sure a lot of voice actors have side jobs and stuff like that. So right now, I'm doing transcribing work, which for those that don't know what a transcriber does, they basically just write a script for the editors. They go through all the raw footage, say if there's anything good for the episode, and then the editors will go through it and pick it out for the episode.
Yeah. It's
So I
there's all
do,
sorts of things that you can do like that.
yeah,
Even it definitely seems like more and more abridgers, especially those that got into it years ago, are looking to move to a more professional level. I think Antfish is another one who just got like actual business cards printed out for his own stuff too.
yeah. I mean, it's great to have fun and all, but it's also good that some of this probably like improved us, going into the entertainment world. Like with editing and writing and acting. It's always good to see if like a thing that you enjoy can also help you maybe in the long run as well.
Absolutely. And for anybody who wants to get started, do you have any sort of tips and tricks, for anybody who wants to just start maybe abridging and getting into that front?
Oh yeah, of course. Honestly, don't be afraid to make your own parodies. Yes, there's a lot of Top Guns right now with especially when it comes to editing, like, Team 4 Star Scott's that's his baby, Of course it's going to be perfect and clean and wonderful, but don't let that scare you. It's with practice. He had to get to that level to make it that squeaky clean. So it's okay to make mistakes, you know, your first time. Also, everybody knows that when you start making a series, the first episode is never going to be as good as maybe other episodes in the future.
Yeah.
So don't worry if the first episode's not as good. Just your best on the second one, and just practice. Try things. And don't be afraid to ask for help. I mean, hell. Oh, my bad.
Hell is fine.
Okay, I'm a New Yorker. Tough words come out of me, but the boys, Scott has put some wonderful videos on the Team 4 Star website about editing, that you can check out also for some tips. I mean, YouTube is also a great source for wanting to learn about masking and stuff like that. Um, I learned a lot of my editing from animation school, actually. Like I learned a lot about After Effects and movie programs and stuff like that. So I mean, school helps with me, but I've always asked advice and stuff. Don't be afraid to ask advice. Just because you're not amazing at something doesn't mean you can't be. It comes with time and patience.
Yeah, it definitely helps to, like, if you want to start doing something, don't think about it, start it. And then after a few years go by, you look back on your old stuff and like, wow, this is garbage. I'm so much better at this than I used to be.
I mean, don't get me wrong, SMA definitely hasn't aged well, but I guess I look at it more with just tinted glasses, if I could say, because it was just me and a bunch of friends having fun.
Yeah,
And I feel
it's
like sometimes, don't get me wrong, I love that we're improving with editing and these parodies and whatnot, but sometimes I feel like people think too much about the editing that they lose the sense of fun when creating it. Once it's not fun, it becomes a chore. And
yeah.
you don't want to do that. Don't do that to yourself, okay?
And it's not like anybody just starting out is going to be able to edit lip flaps like Scott or Martin because they've been at this for years now. So just go with what you can do and improve upon it bit by bit.
Exactly. And if you watch the older episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever, nobody was perfect at doing editing and stuff. So it's fine if you gradually improve as you keep going.
Yeah, I think around the same time that I got into watching a bridge series, I messed around with editing myself to make like little AMVs, but the best I could do were little AMV held clip show type things. And after a few years, I went back and I looked at them and I'm like, these are terrible. I've got I've got watermarks here and there, and there's some on this, and the audio doesn't sync up for this, and I couldn't look at them. I deleted them. It's like it's just so bad. The biggest problem I think with it was back when I first started, my editing program of choice was Windows Movie Maker. So
Ah,
I guess for Windows Movie Maker they weren't too bad, but if I want to do something now that I use a program like Magix, or if you use all the Adobe stuff that Scott uses, you can definitely do more than you could with Windows Movie Maker.
and that's probably another thing to say. You probably need a job to get one of these programs. Or if you really want to be crazy about the editing, you might have to sacrifice a few bucks. But that's if you want to get into that stuff.
Yeah, if you want that to be your thing, you want to make sure that you have a decent editing program and a decent quality mic. I'm pretty sure that snowballs are usually the way to go.
Snowballs, Yeti. I mean, I have a Samson and it works very well. A lot of people are surprised how these mics are actually pretty good compared to like Yetis and stuff. But I mean, any one of those are good.
Yeah,
The boys have
especially to just
Yetis
like
or Snowball. One of those two. I don't know.
get started with like casual fun type stuff. You don't need a super expensive mic, just something to get you started with. So don't have to go break the bank on a hobby. Oop, did I lose you again? Megami! Megami, come back! Megami! Oh no. We've lost Megami again. We're going to cut to another musical break, but don't go anywhere because when we come back, we will talk about what Megami has planned for the future. So keep it tuned to 91.8 The Fan. Everything you want and nothing you don't. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's still Christmas, and it's still Megami. Welcome back, Megami.
Glad to be back.
Hooray! I'm glad you're actually here. We've had some. This isn't like the worst interview we've had in terms of drop calls. We'll like plan a break, go on the break, come back from the break, say, I'm here, here's my special guest, and they're not there.
Oh, I just hate when this happens. I don't know why it's happening now, so sorry about that.
I blame the weather. Let's blame the weather.
I kind of want to blame the weather because it's so freaking cold.
The weather is a good thing to blame.
That is
Like
true.
it's is it still cold everywhere except for Florida?
Probably.
Damn it, Florida. Today is known as Hate Florida Day. But before we sort of, wrap up here, it's not like we don't like talking to you, but you know,
You can talk to me for hours.
it's true. Sometimes we do. At YomiCon, we had tons of fun talking.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, you had some drinks, and I had a drink, and that was enough for me.
Oh, that's right. You had the Blue Lagoon, right?
The Blue Lagoon, which, for those of you who are of age, if I recall correctly, it was like some sort of cherry vodka.
Yeah, it was
Uh,
like a cherry, like kind of we had a really nice bartender in the guest room, and she kept making
she was very nice. She
she
knew
kept
her
making these
stuff.
wonderful drinks, but they didn't have names, so I just kept making names to them. And I love that drink, but my favorite was the Ruby Sparks, which was like cranberry juice and like strawberry schnapps. Oh, it was delicious.
That
Very
sounds really
refreshing.
good. I wish that I had had more
I
fruit
think
in
you
my
wanted to
stomach.
try it, but you were sick.
Yeah, the thing about drinking, for those of you who are of the drinking age, is, excuse me, uh, you need to have food with the drink. Um, and one of the things that I tend to do at conventions is not eat as much as I should. Um,
Tisk tisk.
well, it's just because I'm so busy running around with all the radio stuff and everything. It's just like, lunch, I guess. What is? Give me that thing. Just like a little sandwich. Give me the sandwich.
I mean,
So,
they were pretty good with having snacks around, but yeah, I don't remember too much when we were drinking.
yeah, which is really the biggest issue. Um,
Also, I don't condone drinking. I don't really drink too much. I only drink just because, like, and when I drink like one drink. Like,
yeah, I usually don't drink a whole lot
I
either,
am
but
not much of a drinker, and if I am, I don't like beer. It's got to be like a sweet, refreshing type of drink.
I'm the same way. I don't like the taste of alcohol, but as long as you get like a little bit of the buzzed feeling where
You
you
know,
can.
it's nice to join the atmosphere, have a drink, and then switch to a soda or something.
Exactly. Just take it easy. You don't need to go crazy like some people. Um,
Except
I won't.
Lanny made me try a tequila shot, and by the way, those are disgusting. I recommend you don't try those, but
I'm really
uh,
glad that I abstained from that because
yeah, that was not as good as I thought it would be. But in any case, enough about drinking.
yeah, it's enough about the drinking. But speaking of conventions, we were talking a little bit. I know it's early in the year. We'll probably be able to see you at some convention eventually, but you were saying that you're not allowed to confirm anything at this time.
I have like two or three, but I'm not really able to confirm, and some people are working on things. So,
Yeah,
but
it's the kind of thing where sometimes conventions want to make sure that they have a whole list of people that they can announce over time or all at once or however it is they like to do their thing.
But I
And it's-
mean, other than not being a guest, I mean, I'll probably go to some conventions just be just to go because I love anime conventions.
yeah, conventions are fun.
My favorite, I love going to Otakon. I'll probably try to make it to Otakon. Um, Anime Next, I always go because that's like the closest New York kind of one, even though that's in Jersey.
Yeah.
Not too many New York based cons, sadly.
Yeah, there's just like New York Comic Con, I think, and that's pretty much it.
I want to go to Anime Expo. I don't know if I'm going, but I have a friend already getting a room for me because all five of the Sailor Moon girls are going to be there, and
Yeah, they are.
I would love to meet them. So fingers crossed I can go there and maybe get them to say some Mesame quotes. um,
I
and
think also, if I'm not like completely mistaken, they just confirmed Linda Ballantyne for Anime Boston.
oh man, I would love to go to Boston, but I think that's too. I also have a couple of weddings, so I can't.
Oh,
I
that's
can't.
right. There are weddings going on this year.
I got two of my cousins getting married, two of my friends getting married, and one of my Team Four Star boys getting married.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so exciting.
Which one is it again?
That's Lanny,
Okay, that one's Lanny's. Like,
which I actually got to visit him and his fiance Erica. during the holidays when I was visiting my boyfriend because my boyfriend and Lanny are both from Minnesota,
Aha.
and that was really nice. And they're both excited about the wedding.
Well, that's good. It's weddings are fun if they're like done right. Like if you don't go for the whole like super drawn out, like boring kind of ceremony. It's good to like have the ceremony nice and easy, and then just have the memory of the wedding be a good reception. I think.
We'll see. I transcribe for that show, and they'll have these people plan out these weddings that go from like the nice, charming to like ridiculous.
Very interesting.
But other than conventions, I got a few indie games though. I can't mention the names of some of them, but like there's two that I can mention. One is starting a Kickstarter. Um, Fiona and the Frightening Wardrobe. I play a mummy, Princess Mumra.
Oh,
It's
that's right. I remember seeing stuff. A bunch of people announced that on Facebook not too long ago. That
Yeah, I was
this.
very excited to get on that project. A lot of my friends and some of the boys are on that project. So hopefully that Kickstarter will be out hopefully February. I'm not really sure. They're having contract issues right now.
Yeah.
I have a friend that's working on a game called Army of Tentacles, which
Oh, you
take the
have a
name.
friend. You don't have a friend. You have crows. We know it's crows.
um, Gross's magical game, take the title as you will. I play a character that you'll hear in the beginning of the game. Um, and maybe some alien dinosaurs, I think, or whatever the aliens are, Cthulhu monsters, whatever.
Maybe some alien dinosaur.
And
Sound like crows.
there's a lot of great actors that are going to be in that game, including Michelle Knotts.
Yay!
So you should definitely check that out. That should hopefully be out. He told me late January, beginning of February. So look out for that. And as some other games, I'm playing a narrator for an adventure game. Can't mention the title, but hopefully that's around February too. I play this soldier that has like a bipolar disorder. Don't know when that's coming out, but look out for that too. And yeah, a lot of games, a lot of little animations here and there online. Keeping myself busy.
Yeah, it's always good to stay busy, and like you said, the best way to keep up to date with anything that you're allowed to talk about is just right there on your Twitter. You're always tweeting away.
Yes, Twitter or like my Facebook page. That's going to be mostly voice acting, parody, whatnot.
Yeah, for the fans who want to keep up to date. For cool guys like me, I'm friends with your actual account.
Ha!
Ha ha! Because we're bestest friends.
We're the bestest buddies ever.
We're the bestest of friends. But before we let you go, do you have any final words of wisdom or dating advice or weather forecast?
Dating
it's a thing that Jackie said one time, and somebody laughed at it, so now we have to say it at the end of every interview. Sometimes there's people with dating advice. You never know.
I guess I could say for men, girls are crazy. I will admit it. We're insane. Sometimes you just got to deal with our insanity. I'm
It's
sorry.
True. I know a lot of girls. Christmas can confirm this. Girls are crazy.
Sometimes we'll ask for things and it'll be like a double innuendo or meaning to them, and you just kind of have to just go with the flow with us. I'm sorry. I'm sorry we're so difficult.
just go with it. Just go with it. And remember, as far as the whole of Team 4-Star goes, Megami wears the pants. She's the one on top.
Exactly. I am the cutest one in the group.
It's true. Lanny and Taka and Kaiser, they can all fight for like who's the best editor or whatever, but we all know that Megami is on top.
Exactly.
Exactly. And this is normally the part of the show where we ask for a bump, but we already have one from you. You did a really good bump, and I like it.
Thank you.
It was very easy to edit as the audio editor, which is always good. One take, if I recall correctly. So
of course.
Me
being a professional and all.
Of course. But hopefully, we don't have to wait until the next YomaCon to see you again.
Definitely.
Like you said, you've got conventions to be announced at a later date and places that you plan to go. So hopefully the fans can check you out there. And as we like to make sure that all the stalkers get their stalking done in the nice way, Twitter is always the best place to find you.
Sorry, we're breaking up a little.
Of course I was. I think that's the cue to end the interview. Megami, it's been wonderful to talk to you, and for any of the fans who missed any of this interview, shame on you. It's a lot of fun. I always love talking to people like Megami. Thank you, Megami.
Pleasure talking to you too, dude.
So make sure that you check the interview on the website within the next couple days, and keep it tuned to 91.8 The Fan. Everything you want and nothing you don't.
Check out my stuff, and I'll give you a big hug. Bye!